Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the UCF Soccer Complex. Today's match featuring the third-seeded USF Bulls and the second-seeded SMU Mustangs. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please stand and join us for the playing of our national anthem.
Nice little ride down Knights Plaza and right into the UCF Soccer and Track Complex, the home of the 2019 American Athletic Conference Men's Soccer Championship. Our matchup today is a good one. The 3-seeded USF Bulls and the 2nd seed, the SMU Mustangs. Let's look at the bracket. There's our first matchup. You see the 3 and the 2, Temple and UCF to follow. A couple of terrific matchups. Hello, everybody. Ari Shannock along with Matt Stubbington. And Matt, this conference has been outstanding. They have 5 teams in the RPI top 40 and 2 in the top 10.
Some terrific soccer play all season long by the teams in the American. And it's great to see the recruiting and the talent that is on display week in, week out, and the way the coaches go about putting the teams together and the soccer that is being played. It's a wonderful advertisement for the game.
And the Bulls have been outstanding. Let's take a look at the keys for the 3rd seed.
Well, for USF, they have to transition quickly from defense to offense and do so with width, try and stretch SMU out. And in doing so, when they do lose the ball, then they need to deny time and space to the Mustangs. If you allow SMU any time on the ball, they will pick you apart.
SMU has won this tournament championship 2 years in a row. They are the 2 seed. What are the keys for the Mustangs?
Well, the Mustangs, they've got 55 goals on the season, which is remarkable, and they have to keep sharing the wealth. Don't just rely on one player to get the job done. They have 4 players this season with at least 7 goals, and they also have to make the most of the early chances. Try and put this game to bed if they can, and take USF out of the picture.
Key player for the Bulls, Adrian Billhart with a hot foot.
Well, the coaches knew he was going to be good, but his confidence was a little bit low. But he's back on form. He's put 5 goals in the last 6 games. He holds play up really well, is dangerous 1v1, especially when he comes out from his wide position.
And the key player for the Mustangs, the leading goal scorer in the conference.
Well, he's finally healthy, and he needs his chances to score goals, and he's got players around him to feed the beast. He's sneaky quick, a good athlete, and separates well from the defense, which makes him really difficult to defend.
When we come back, we will have the starting 11 and the opening kick here on American Digital.
We don't just predict the future, we shape it. Because as a preeminent research university, we don't focus on what should be, we focus on what could be.
At SMU, I found professors who care about my success.
And the space to take risks.
Make mistakes and grow quickly.
These experiences are helping me chart my own course.
Dallas's can-do culture and SMU support bring out the best in me.
We are creators, innovators,
disruptors, builders,
and problem solvers shaping the future.
If we think it, it gets done.
That's the enterprising spirit of SMU.
Come reimagine the world with us.
And you're looking at the UCF Soccer and Track Complex getting ready for SMU and USF, the opening of our 2 semifinal games. Now let's welcome in the third member of our broadcast crew, Haley Alton, with the coach's report.
When these two teams met in Tampa about a month ago, SMU left with that 3-0 victory. So when I talked to SMU head coach Kevin Hudson before this game, he's challenged his team to not come out complacent or arrogant. You even heard them in the pregame, the coaching staff, challenging this group to come out with the right mentality from the get-go. On the other side, for USF head coach Bob Butenhorn, he's challenged his team today to have a better first half. He was not pleased with their first half performance the first time around. In fact, he thought it was the worst first half of soccer that they've maybe played all year. So today, it's about managing this game right from kickoff.
Thanks so much, Haley. And that first matchup against SMU, Matt, was on the 11th of October. It was a 3-0 victory for the Mustangs there in red. Now, so let's take a look at the starting 11.
For USF, they'll look to be playing a 4-3-3 at times, but on offense it may look like a 3-4-3 with Gill going up into the midfield, but they've got a really talented front three with Monet, Claudel, and Bill Hart.
And now for SMU, the other side, their starting 11.
Now, Kevin Hudson said you recruit the right players, you put them where you want them to be, and they'll do the job for you. Costa and Arlander are two big parts of that. They're the key players in feeding McLaughlin with those through balls that McLaughlin can run onto.
McLaughlin, the leading goal scorer in the American Athletic Conference, 15 goals, 5 assists, first team all-conference, his six game-winning goals, tied with Cal Jennings in that category. And we're underway here. USF. Again, these two teams met. That was back on the 11th of October, 3-0 SMU. And that was in Tampa, Matt.
It was a game that SMU were able to score 2 goals in the first half and then get the insurance laid on.
However, on the positive side for the Bulls, they only dropped that one match to SMU in their last 8 meetings. On the attack, there's the cross, and headed into the box, loose ball, sent back, a shot deflected, and then an easy scoop up there for Makala. But good attack here early for USF.
Getting down the outside channel, creating the width. Dangerous opportunity. The shot was not a good one. Deflection from the defenders. A wake-up call for the Mustangs. Good to see USF trying to find a way to get down the flanks. So important in soccer. In any sport, you have to have 2 ways of attacking, and in soccer, it's width and depth. Take one to create the other.
Evan Mears clears this well downfield. High in the air there to head it forward, Ponder. And here come the Bulls again, looking to attack. Trying to turn that corner contact they play on. It'll be a throw in for SMU.
Mr. Ribeiro, the referee this afternoon, waiting to see what would transpire, whether the Mustangs would get any advantage. None forthcoming, so puts the whistle in his mouth, blows for the free kick.
Mustangs ranked 8th in the nation. Ball sent in just outside of the 18. Push to the perimeter. Mustangs working with Allender. And that shot right in the hands of Devin Mears. Harrison, 0.91 goals against average, 41 saves, 4 shutouts on the season.
Great movement in the box there from McLaughlin and Costa. Wonderful first step, getting a separation from the defenders.
All the way down to Makala, Grant Makala. Leading the league in shutouts with 5, has 43 saves. His record is 8-1-1, second in the conference in save percentage at .811. And he was the American Athletic Conference Tournament most outstanding defensive player last season here in the championship. USF trying to move forward with Gaina. Midfield taken away. Hernandez attacking, and he is sent to the turf. That will draw a whistle and another free kick for SMU.
And get a talking to as well. The referee stopping the clock. Look at the player there. Hernandez with his head up, looking around to see what his passing options were. Silly foul in the end. Nothing really going on ahead of Hernandez.
Gabriel Costa, second in the conference with 9 assists. Let's see if he tries to put one on a teammate's foot here. He also has 7 goals.
Well, there's a gaggle of players at the top of the box. That's going to be really difficult for USF to defend as SMU spring out on the runs here.
Hurled in right out in front of the 6, and that is headed up and out of bounds. It will be a corner kick for the Mustangs, our first corner of the afternoon.
I think that one came off of Brown. That was really good concentration from USF defensively. So difficult to defend with a cluster of players just opening up like that. You run into each other and getting each other's way as you're trying to find a way to defend the cross coming in, which was a good one from Costa.
And here is the leader in the conference in assists with 11, Knut Allender, near post headed and then bounced around. Calling for a penalty was Coach Hudson. That ball sent high in the air within the area, headed back. Bulls trying to clear, and they get a bounce to go their way as they ricochet out of bounds. Coach Hudson has his arms in the air. What's he complaining about, Matt?
I thought there was a foul or a handball. Imploring look at the 4th official. Still remonstrating with Mr. Ribeiro, the gentleman in the middle.
SMU with the most wins since 2010. With 14 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 5-1-1 in conference. This team is 6-0 on the road. This is the first meeting between these two teams in the American Athletic Conference Championship Tournament. All-time series edge to USF. 4 wins, 2 for the Mustangs, and 4 draws between these two teams.
Coach Buthorn, that head coach of USF, looking on. Coach Hudson for SMU is patrolling the sideline. Coach Buthorn at the moment looks nice and relaxed, his legs outstretched.
Coach Buthorn, plenty of experience, 17 years as a head coach. Named head coach here for the Bulls in 2017. Was a head coach for Florida Gulf Coast, won 6 conference championships down in Fort Myers, 4 NCAA tournament appearances. Was the ASUN Coach of the Year 2009, 2011, and 2015.
Swapped one nice campus for another nice campus.
Yes, and good weather there on the west coast of the state of Florida. Trying to maneuver into the 18. That was Costa. Bulls able to clear out to midfield. Red shirts are there with Philip Ponder, who plays it back to Makala. Ponder, remember the all-tournament team last season, scored that winning goal to defeat Memphis in the tournament last year here at UCF. Very memorable moment.
I spoke to Coach Hudson. He said that Ponder is the engine of the team. He's one of the best captains he's ever coached.
Bradelli. It's that forward good. A little stick save there for the Bulls. Monhay. That was Marcus Murphy, sophomore out of Fleming Island. Bulls with some numbers here near side as they build with Rosales. Middle of the field, Gaina. Far side they work it, seeking a seam. Got SMU spread out a little bit, but will they be able to find an attacking lane here?
Kaza and Galina just rotating positions there. One goes forward, one drops back. Always want to have that connection in the midfield in front of the back three so that you can switch the point of attack, play between the lines a little bit.
Good look at Coach Hudson. 2-time American Athletic Conference champions during his tenure. Two-time conference coaching staff of the year. And he was an all-conference player back in the day. It was actually selected as the 44th pick by DC United in 2004 in the MLS Super Draft. Member of the SMU 2000 College Cup team was Coach Hudson, so plenty of playing experience.
He brings that experience to the sideline, has the respect of his players, and the energy he's brought as a head coach at SMU.
Ooh, off the back heel.
Wonderful.
The Bulls 11-5-1, 4-3 in conference, 3-2 on the road. They have won 3 straight. SMU has won 6 straight. A collision there.
Mr. Rivero stopping the clock again. High foot on the challenge. That's from Gallina.
Noah Hilt sitting on the turf. Have another look.
A little skip and a high foot and turning his back as he goes into the challenge. Yellow card forthcoming for Gallina.
So Gallina in the book with a yellow.
Yellow card is issued to South Florida's number 4, Enrique Gallina. This is first of the match.
Enrique Gallina, 6'1" sophomore, was on the 2018 All-Rookie team. Noah Hilt. Now the Bulls advanced with that 1-0 victory Saturday over UConn, including having to play a man down in the final 11 minutes, Matt. Now this is Bill Hart, our key player today. 5 goals in the last 5 matches for Bill Hart.
We receive the ball that immediately gets on the half turn, gets up the pitch, advancing up the field.
There's a shot way high in the air, almost in the parking lot there at the end of the soccer and tracks complex.
Not one of his Sunday best.
Good look at Grant Makala, the junior from Destin, Florida. SMU winners of 6 straight and back-to-back tournament championships. 55 goals, Matt. Unbelievable. Most in the regular season for SMU since 2006. Second most in the country and 18 more than anybody else in the conference. And watch out here, McLaughlin. Now shifts speeds, tries to turn it inside, gets taken down. And how do they rule it?
Well, the foul is on McLaughlin. Some confusion and a little bit of anger from both benches as Hernandez was upended in a challenge. USF thought that they should have had a foul at the halfway line, and then McLaughlin's going into the box.
You see the SMU bench reacting. They thought they might have been getting a PK.
You see Brown there, beautifully positioned, getting his body between McLaughlin and the ball. And then McLaughlin grabbing hold of the back of Brown and pushing him to the turf. So I think Mr. Rivero got that one right.
They play it to the far side. Good ball from Bill Hart. Into the 18. Knocked away nicely by Ponder. It'll be a goal kick from Makala. Well, you mentioned Brown, Javane Brown. He is outstanding. First team all-conference. There's a good look at Grant. The sophomore from Jamaica, played for the Jamaican national team. Recorded starts versus Turkey, South Korea, St. Kitts, and Barbados. 3 goals this season for Brown, all game winners.
He's an important player, the linchpin in that back line. And playing 3 in the back. Gentleman in the middle is really important that he be good. And Brown has proved to be that so far.
Nicky Hernandez turning it upfield.
He's watching the back 3 though for USF, trying to find a way to pull the offside trap as McLaughlin was darting in and out of the back 3. Communication has to be key and clear if you're going to try and get a player offside. You can live and die by it.
Yeah, that's a precarious play with McLaughlin back there. The Bulls directing it upfield.
Neither team really cleanly possessing the ball. Middle third hasn't really settled down into a clear pattern of play at this juncture.
Unable to settle that cleanly. Bulls do get it back here at midfield.
You see SMU there on the transition, trying to find Costa to feet. Pass was awry. Consequently, it's over to the Bulls very easily.
Served in, headed forward, and over the net. Excellent chance created by USF.
Well, thumbs up from Bill Hart. He appreciates the cross. Probably saw the ball late from the cross. It was a good ball in. Lots of traffic. Bill Hart not timing his jump as he would have liked, and consequently the ball goes high and wide of the SMU goal.
Freddie Gill with that beautiful service in. He has 6 assists on the season. The junior from West Palm. Here come the Mustangs in the counter, the cross, and booted away at the last second. Great trail of play as you look at the talented Javane Brown.
Well, Warrington did a great job to hold his run and stay on side. I thought he was off, but this is a wonderful ball across the top of the 6. Well done by Brown. He knew he had to be decisive to clear that ball. And when you're facing your own net, that's really tough to do.
Because McLaughlin was behind him. Getting the go-ahead, Costa. Costa and his 9 assists towards the back post, headed up by the Bulls, sent back in, and a score! SMU on the board. Nicky Hernandez. And for Hernandez, goal number 5.
Well, the second phase of play off a set piece can be so important. Ball coming in off of the corner kick. USF doing their best to clear the lines with the backward header. Through traffic, Devonish Mears didn't see the ball until it hit his right-hand post and deflected into the back of the net. Ball seemed a little innocuous off the volley. But Hernandez put it on target, and when you do that, sometimes good things happen. And for the Mustangs, they lead 1-0, and that would be a good thing.
So Nicky Hernandez, who scored the lone goal in the 2018 NCAA tournament first round, has put his team on the board here in the conference semis. Junior from Dallas, local product, steady player, 2 game winners this season.
I talked about it in the open. I talked about it with Kevin Hudson. He didn't want his team to be complacent. He wanted them to make sure they started this game in the right way. I asked him how important it is to make sure of the early chances. He laughed at me a little bit. I said, well, obviously we want to take them, but you're right, we have to make sure that we do finish the chances that we get, because USF are going to be up for this game.
It's a good Bulls team. There's a takedown by USF. Let's see if a yellow card is brought out of the pocket. There's a hard takedown there by Ikaza.
Well, in a different game, there might be a 15-yard penalty for the horse collar. That was not.
I was going to say, that's even a penalty on the gridiron.
Looks like Ikaza did get a yellow card. He certainly should have done if he didn't.
SMU, this team has been dominant, Matt. 43 goal differential is best in the nation.
Oh, it's remarkable. I mean, the amount of games that is played in the college season, and they've scored 55 goals. It is amazing. And the plus 43 equally so. And you and I have called games in the USL, and we don't see teams with that many goals.
Let's go down sideline to Haley.
And the success of this SMU team over the course of the season, and this has been the most wins in the regular season in almost 10 years. They have 14 heading into this match. So Coach Hudson, he's obviously been happy with the results this season, and he told me that he thinks this team has a decent balance of older players who have been through it. They've created some excellent veteran leadership, and transfers have also played a key role. So it's been an exciting year all around.
Thank you, Haley. They have been remarkable. Lead the conference with 55 goals. Also, in goals allowed, just 12. They set records in points, 75, goals 24 in conference play. Assists 27, individual goals with McLaughlin 8, individual points with McLaughlin 18, individual assists with Costa 6. And their 9 shutouts ranks them 8th in the country. Oh, SMU calling for handballs that deflected up high on Bill Hart. He is shifty, isn't he?
Low center of gravity, explosive first step. And that was
Bill Hart into the corner, cannot maneuver past 2 red jerseys.
It was a little bit pie in the sky from SMU, hoping for the handball, I think. You hear the coaching staff saying, no foul, no foul. You don't want to give up a set piece in your defensive third.
A good look at Adrian from Berlin, Germany. 5 goals in the last 5 matches. Bulls attacking into the 18, just a little bit out in front of the run of Claudel.
Hey, that just trying to slip that through ball. First real attack getting into the 18 from the center area of the pitch for USF. Just unable to connect that pass that was the important one as the entry pass into the penalty area.
Claudel assisted on the Bill Hart goal, the game winner over UConn in the quarters. Giving chase, Claudel. Bordelli.
There's good shape defensively from USF, stopping SMU from switching the point of attack.
Pressuring them deep in their defensive third. You hear the sideline saying left-footed.
Oh, it shouldn't matter at this level.
Any edge you can get, though, for the bench, right, Stubbington?
The other foot isn't just for standing on. You got to be both-footed at this level to make it. Although there's been some pretty good left-footed players in the history of the game. Diego Maradona is one that springs to mind.
There's Brown. Nice little touchback to Bill Hart. He switches far side. Plenty of space there. Freedom for the Bulls. They do not push forward. Murphy. You talk about the prowess of SMU's offense. His defense has been stellar as well. Where do you hurt this team? Here they come, counterattack. Hollander coming forward with Costa. They're looking for Monjoma. Transition for the Bulls. No numbers, but they do draw a foul.
And a silly foul. Understand, you got players behind you. You don't need to just be rash in the challenge.
Moenhay a little slow to get up there. Gaina back to the far side. Intercepted. Turning upfield. Costa. Long ball. Looking for McLaughlin. Able to run it down right on the edge of the 18. Put it up and across, but only green jerseys.
I'm talking about SMU's defensive prowess. Only 12 goals conceded on the year, and Coach Hudson said that's something that they spend a lot of time on in practice. Where to press the ball, when to press the ball, when to make the challenges. So I don't need to coach these guys on how to play a through ball. The defensive understanding of the game needed to be improved, and it's something that has been worked on almost every day in practice this season, and you can see from the results, all of the practice is paying off.
Murphy loops that ball forward, touched back, and secured by Ikaza. Ikaza plays it to the perimeter. Monhe, his cross headed out of the box. Able to keep it in play nicely.
Bredelli with the clearing header, beautifully done. Players lurking at the back post. If he doesn't make that clearing header, it'll be a 1-1 game.
Bredelli, all rookie team player.
Feels like USF just needs to pick up the tempo of play a little bit. Too many touches on the ball. Part of that has to come with movement from the supporting cast.
In the middle, Gaina. Bill Hart circling.
You see Bill Hart there had the circle on the ball and had 5 or 6 touches on it. But because he had good movement, Gaina was able to pass the ball to Bill Hart with only 3 touches. Once that pass was made, nobody else for USF was moving into space.
Nice ball onto the foot of Rosales. Cross field, looking for Monhe. Wanjoma with his speed, able to get back so quickly. Eddie, Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. Also 4th in the conference in assists with 10 goals. Got stars all over the pitch for the Mustangs. Good defense there by the Bulls. Oh, you heard the bench say no foul, and that's exactly what they got.
Hernandez a little frustrated. The ball had gotten stuck under his feet, and that allowed Bill Hart to come in and steal it from him. And then in his haste to win the ball back, another rash challenge from SMU. Some of the defensive decision-making is lax at the moment for the Mustangs.
Warrington was part of the all-rookie team last season. Lane Warrington, talented around the pitch, but also he can toss that ball in bounds a long way. In the back line, Ponder, and now advancing as Bredelli. Noah Hilt. McLaughlin able to chase it down. Settles. Surveys, puts it to the edge of the box. Monjoma. Well defended there by USF. Pretty good crowd on hand here at the UCF Soccer and Track Complex. Cloudy afternoon. Rare these parts here in the Sunshine State. You get an overcast day. Temperatures are cool though, Matt. Nice playing conditions for the players, particularly coming from up north.
And certainly those around that would say, is this really a cold front when you're playing in temperatures in the low 60s. Substitutions for USF. Coach Buhorn not happy with what he's seeing from his midfield. Two central players, Galina and Kaza, coming off. Huge heading challenge there from Bradelli. No foul called though.
Richard Lovell, the Spaniard, the sophomore. Makes his first appearance. And also Guerrero. Diego Guerrero from El Salvador, the junior, part of the under-18 El Salvadorian national team on the field for the Bulls. You hear calling for a foul. Coach Buhorn and his staff. Nice footwork and move there by Guerrero as he's looking to make an immediate impact off of the bench.
I have to say, I'm a little surprised that Mr. Rivera didn't blow the whistle as Warrington was going in for the challenge. He was high in his defensive efforts. Hands in the back of between the shoulder blades of Guerrero. To Guerrero's credit, he stayed on his feet, but no foul was forthcoming.
Murphy with space. Right to the edge, but headed up and out.
I'd like to see that ball served over the top of the back line. Try and draw the goalkeeper out. Allow your forwards to make a run on the ball. Get the defenders facing their own goal. Wasn't nearly deep enough. Was trying to hit the player.
Ready, give and go to the far corner. The cross straight out front hits the deck. Will be run down near side by Bill Hart. Bill Hart quickly into the 18, his shot and a save by Makela. Well, that's a quick release, isn't it, Matt?
Just a little shimmy and a shake. Drop the left shoulder, get into the penalty area. Splits two defenders. It's poor defending, really. Not handled cleanly by the goalkeeper. Good technique in the end, getting the left leg behind the ball.
43 saves on the season for Grant. Makela. Guerrero.
Daly looked inside. The pass was there. Communication wasn't. Help was available. To switch the point of attack in the end gives up the throw in to USF, who at the moment are feeling a little bit hard done by. The whistle isn't going their way.
Costa cuts inside, loops it forward, a touch and a save. Gorgeous pass by Costa, and McLaughlin almost touched it past Devonish Mears, but excellent quick reflexes by Harrison.
Goalkeeper perhaps a little fortunate that McLaughlin didn't get more on that. It was a beautiful chip pass from Costa. Positioning from Devonish Mears was good. His hands were fast up to catch the ball. A little bit more touch from McLaughlin, and we'd be looking at a 2-0 advantage.
Costa so crafty, quick feet, precise passer, second in the conference with 9 assists.
Well, we've seen a couple of those little efforts at chipping the ball through and around the back line. Well, that one did come off on that occasion.
You're seeing why he is the midfielder of the year in the conference, along with Sorkin. Well, advancing straight up there was Lovell. Counter opportunity here, trying to build. Pass put behind the cutting Mustang.
There's just no movement from USF into the midfield. Bill Hart looking for an option to switch the point of attack, but neither Lovell or Guerrero are making themselves available. Those two players playing side by side. There needs to be a little bit of space, better spacing between them.
A whistle comes in late here. It was a shove near side on Javane Brown, who's going to get a talking to.
He's not happy. The referee stops the clock yet again.
Going to get these two players together. Referee is Casio Ribeiro. Assistant refs Bruno Masso and Nardi Obishi.
See McLaughlin there, just hand on the shoulder, and Brown feeling the presence of the number 7 of SMU. Didn't appreciate it as he was trying to clear the ball forward.
This USF soccer program, storied program, they played in the NCAA tournament 20 times in its 54 seasons and 10 of the last 14 years. Winners of the inaugural American Athletic Championship Tournament back in 2013. Also regular season champs in 2016. Guerrero. Good touch in the middle of the defense. Bill Hart. Looking to create. Rosales. Plays back to Murphy. Ooh, just in front of the run there of Monhe.
There's a good job there from SMU defensively to narrow things up. USF end up getting strung along the back line, or along the top of the 18, I should say. SMU not allowing that pass out to the near sideline. And then the entry pass was not a good one.
So Nick Taylor, sophomore from Texas, transfer out of New Mexico into the contest. 3 assists on the season. Checks in for Warrington. Just in front of the run there. Good denial by Murphy. And another substitute. SMU. Smith. Hasty will relieve Costa. Great action from Costa here early on. Through the first 30. Smith Hasty, 6-foot freshman from LA. Is a top drawer high school soccer All-American out of Loyola High School. (1-0) SMU here in the first of our semifinal game. Bill Hart turning on the speed and clearing SMU Ponder.
That was a wonderful turn with the back heel from Bill Hart. And Ponder read the touch that was a little heavy really nicely. Clears it out of the danger area. You're seeing the confidence that Bill Hart's playing with at the moment, as you'd expect from someone who's scored 5 goals so recently.
And the last 5 matches. Nice touch by Bill Hart. Good anticipation from Ponder. You can see why Coach Hudson calls him so critical. Able to move in the 18. And to get a shot off is chipped out. Guerrero. USF has been able to command possession over the past 10 to 15, Matt.
He's hungry for the ball. Coming off the bench, wants to be involved in the game. But Murphy, who just makes that pass forward there, has been in acres of space for a while and has not received a pass yet.
Bill Hart's so well balanced, isn't he? He takes contact, keeps moving forward like a quality running back.
Like he was impeded as he tries to go forward. Referee perhaps playing advantage, and then Bill Hart ends up giving up possession and then fouling Hernandez, going the other way.
So DJ Williams getting set to enter. Rosales is there. Challenge and a whistle will go on SMU against Bradelli. Bradelli played on the under 15 through 19 national teams in Norway. Transfer out of North Carolina. Pushing it out wide, Lovell. Bulls that blocked. That shot sent in from distance. Murphy inching forward. Guerrero surveying. Rosales on his run. Can he get there? Chipped up and across dangerously. And then a save by Makela. Got that right arm up quickly. Great action by the Bulls.
That was a wonderful save. Claudel coming in at the far post. Somehow gets it back on frame. Makela with wonderful footwork to go from near to far post. And then gets the right hand up to claw it away from his net.
Makela using all that 6'4" frame and long wingspan. Here's a sub. It'll be DJ Williams, senior out of Fort Worth, will relieve Garrett McLaughlin. Also another substitute, Wyatt Priest, the sophomore local product out of Coppell High School, comes in for Hollander. McLaughlin.
Already mentioned Hollander a lot in this first half.
Canute, talented player from Norway.
Eyes were drawn to Costa while he was on the field.
Yeah, for good reason. He is a highlight film player, isn't he?
Absolutely is. But that also tells you that Hollander is doing some of the dirty work that frees up McLaughlin and Costa to try and create the magic. Sometimes as a forward, you don't get the credit on the stat sheet because you're doing some of the other stuff that's important. Although Hollander, to his credit, has done both. There's 7 goals and 11 assists on the season to this point.
Bulls have done a solid job defending the likes of Monjoma, Hollander, McLaughlin. Goal scored by Nicky Hernandez off a corner kick deflection.
There's an example there. Talk about teams holding on to the ball too long. I've said that it's the USF that's doing it, but on that occasion it was SMU. From my vantage point, it seemed like the give and go was on. Nick Taylor just holding on to the ball, not giving it back to Hernandez. Ends up the ball going out for the throw-in.
Speed turned on, physical move, and then an arm comes up into the face of Nicky. And that was after the collision. Hernandez got Murphy in the back. And Murphy, let's take a look at what happened here.
Well, that's Hernandez going in for the foul.
There's the elbow coming up high.
Well, there's definitely an elbow, and
Rosales.
Sneaky look under the arm a little bit to see where Hernandez was coming from. The elbow was not as flying as perhaps Hernandez made it seem, but definite contact. The fourth official is now talking to Mr. Ribeiro to see whether he saw anything. This could be a huge moment in the match, because if things were seen as they might have been seen, Mr. Rosales would have been going to the locker room. But as it is, he stays on the pitch and does not even get a card for that.
I think Haley had a good view downfield. Haley?
A little bit physical. You see SMU defender Philip Ponder kind of talking to his teammates, trying to get this settled with only a few minutes left to go in the half. And Coach Hudson has been the leader not only of this group, but he's been one of the best captains that this program has ever seen in Hudson's 19 years associated with this program. He says he's a pure leader, unbelievable accountability. And for normal people, they sometimes have off days, but Philip never takes a day off. Driving force behind this team.
Thanks, Haley. Those are very complimentary words from Coach Hudson.
I asked Coach Hudson before the game, is there an unsung hero on the team that you want us to highlight? He said, really, it's all Ponder. He is a wonderful captain, the engine of the team.
That's really extraordinary when you think about it, Matt. All the remarkable numbers that they've put up, and here he points out Ponder. You know, on the stat sheet, you got 1 goal, 1 assist.
Again, it's doing the little things, and as Haley just pointed out, talking to the team and getting them calmed down, understanding the position of the match. 1-0 up with now 5 minutes to go before the break. It's settled down, keep the concentration, and Ponder is a huge part of why SMU have only conceded 12 goals this season, because he keeps everything organized in front of him, and the communication with his team is superb.
Just great read on always in the right spot. Anticipation, outstanding.
Change of pace up top with McLaughlin out, Williams in.
Just red jerseys there as they direct it back to Makela. Number of subs in this game here in the first half for both coaches.
Taylor with the handball there.
And Nick was trying to turn that in, send it back into the box. He's an all-conference player in Conference USA with New Mexico. That was last season. Noah Hilt. Tervega. Just over 3 minutes to play first half. Goal by Nicky Hernandez is our point up on the scoreboard. Murphy serving to midfield. Quick feet by Hernandez.
Good pass as well. Looked inside, thought about passing it over to Vega, thought better of it, drops it to Ponder.
Taylor positioning. Back to Taylor. Curves one in and blocked out. Terrific play by Brown.
And a couple of those important clearances in this first 45 at the top of the 6-yard box. This one he gets up the field instead of conceding the corner kick, but does a wonderful job of trailing the runs into the penalty area.
Javane, all rookie team, first team, all conference. Jamaican national team player. Rosales able to punch it to Bill Hart. Good action here near side. 2 more substitutes checking in for the Bulls. It'll be Trey Jackson along with Rotherham.
Bill Hart and Claudel stepping out. They seem a little bit weird with 2 minutes to go before the break, but there's 2 minutes not in the legs as this game progresses, and those are 2 players that you want to beat at their best in the second half, especially USF trying to get back into this game, trailing as they do.
Reverse sides. Collected Hernandez. He is trying to connect with Monjoma on his cut.
So that Hilt was available in the middle of the field there. SMU looking long rather than looking in the middle of the park to switch the point of attack. This time they do have to go long. Wonderful track back again by Brown.
Yeah, he's one guy that can run with the swift Monjoma. Yeah, good hustle there. Ponder giving up his body to clear that out with a half a minute remaining here in the first. Murphy into the box. Makala with his 6'4" frame, head and shoulders above everybody. And Grant will just hold on for the remaining seconds of the first half. And Haley out. We'll have a word with Coach Hudson before he makes his way into the locker room with his team in front 1-0 on the Nicky Hernandez goal, our lone scorer of the half. And Coach Hudson, we'll hear what he has to say. All right, Haley.
Coach, up a goal at the half. Initial thoughts on your team's effort?
Yeah, we were okay. We weren't great. We were a little too impatient in how we built the game, and they had a high line, and we were a little too one-dimensional to try to go behind too much. But yeah, there's a few changes we can make and clean that up.
What will be the key to creating some more dangerous opportunities in the second half?
Yeah, I just need to be more patient and change sides, and eventually we can find find the attacking midfielders into Canute and Gabriel, and then hopefully get around the edges with Eddie a little better, and create a few more good looks.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Always interesting is Coach Hudson. He will tell you what's on his mind. Good job, Haley. And now we will, at the half, 1-0 SMU. We'll throw it to the American Athletic Conference package.
At SMU, I found professors who care about my success.
And the space to take risks.
Make mistakes and grow quickly.
These experiences are helping me chart my own course.
Dallas's can-do culture and SMU support bring out the best in me.
We are creators, innovators,
disruptors, builders,
And problem solvers shaping the future.
If we think it, it gets done.
That's the enterprising spirit of SMU.
Come reimagine the world with us.
Hey everyone, hope you're having a great start to your week. Thanks for joining us on an all-new episode of the American Mailbag. Alongside Andy Gresh, I'm Haley Outen. Andy, hard to believe we're 12 weeks into this show. The questions are still flowing in. Loving the increase in response throughout the course of this season.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun to be able to interact with you rubes and plebes out there and know that we thank you and love you. And I say that you're the rubes of college football. With love and affection. You're not the people voting for the top 25 of the college football playoff or anything like that. But no, in all seriousness, this has been really fun. And it's interesting, Haley, week to week, to see the reactions of certain fan bases, as will be evidenced today, I'm sure.
Yeah, some real personalities, I think, have started to shine throughout the course of the season. We have some regulars now.
Meek Mill.
He participated this week,
He
so
did?
we'll get to
Good,
him. He's
Nick.
back.
Good.
Yes. But also, James Cox has been a regular on our weekly show, and he wants to know, why do his Knights struggle so much on the road versus playing at home?
I wish I had that answer. I mean, that's a great question because there is a big difference between those home and road splits. I think some of it might have been sort of how that quarterback situation was evolving. You got a freshman quarterback. You're going to have some issues on the road. I wish I had a real pinpoint, here's the problem type answer, other than when you've got some young players in key spots, maybe you can get some variance there. I also think, too, Haley, that this is hey, UCF is supposed to be undefeated every year now because they had their big, long winning streak. And I hope Knights fans have the ability to appreciate the year that they're putting together, even though it may not be a championship season.
Well, hey, how about Tulsa, though, coming up with a big win finally? Next question from the Golden Hurricast. That's awesome.
Nice.
How does Tulsa's big win over UCF impact both of these teams going forward?
Well, let's start with Tulsa, since the Hurricast was the one who asked the question. And look, they finally broke through that glass ceiling, right? We've seen Tulsa bang away and bang away. I don't want to use a Greg Schiano line, but they kept chopping wood, and finally it ended up going their way. So I think for Tulsa moving forward, they now know what they have to do to finish a football game, and that's going to pay dividends down the road. And then for UCF, look, if Cincinnati now holds serve, I mean, they're almost right now the winners of the American East already because of that. So what Tulsa did do was probably put the old stake in the heart of the UCF championship aspirations, which, look, if I'm Phil Montgomery in Tulsa, I'm saying, look, boys, here's what we did. we knocked those buggers out, for crying out loud. That's something that football teams that are building can really sink their teeth into.
Hey, speaking of championship aspirations, we have Todd Posey thinking ahead. He says, should we start printing the ECU Tulsa 2021 AAC Championship game t-shirts yet?
I got to tell you, I like it. I love the bravado. And look, ECU with Mike Houston. We've been talking about Mike Houston all year, Haley, that he'll eventually get ECU where they need to get to. And look, Tulsa, they're building, they're battling, they're competing. No reason to think they can't be in the mix 2 years from now.
From Dave Connell, forget the hate towards Memphis. Why do you hate Navy? This team is legit. Go Navy, beat Notre Dame. Andy, why do you hate so many teams?
Okay, so let me just ask Dave Connell, right? What have I said that would make you think I hate Navy? It was for 3 weeks on this show that I was talking about the Navy defense, okay? And you might be a honkopotamus for Navy. However, no one expected the Navy defense to play this well this year. And I think if you did the old, truth serum with Coach Niumalataloa, he would even say, hey, listen, defensively, we might have some issues. They've been great this year. I don't hate Navy. The problem is if I don't jump up on this table and start hucking donuts and screaming that Navy or your favorite team is going to win the conference championship, you think I hate them. I don't. They got a big one coming up against SMU to find a way to remain in that whole tiebreaker race in the West. Navy's done a great job this year, but it goes to show the depth in the American that they could be a 1 or a 2 loss team and not factor into the conference championship game. That's just stating the facts, not hating on him.
Take it easy on this guy. He has a good heart.
No, but I mean, good grief. So early in the year, it was some guy from Temple was going nuts until they gave up 50 on defense back-to-back, and that guy shut up. Now we got somebody yelling at me about Navy. The whole city of Memphis, minus Jerry Lawler, apparently hates me because I don't kiss their rear end enough. So, you can't win for losing. I guess it's just a part of the job.
Okay, moving on. David Wendt, what does Tulane need to do to go on the road and beat Temple?
Well, it really depends on what Temple defense kind of shows up. There's a good Temple defense and a bad Temple defense. And I think the Temple defense will struggle against Tulane. Tulane's going to run the ball on them. I think Justin McMillan will be able to throw the ball complimentary enough. But will Temple really be able to slow down that run game? That's the hard thing in getting ready for Tulane, is that we know they can run the ball. The quarterback has the ability to run it as well. I think what Temple's got to do is produce some turnovers, and they got to make a big special teams play to be able to win that game. But for Tulsa, keep doing what you're doing. That's a really good team.
Yeah, and for Tulane and Temple, they both have 2 losses in conference play, so both of these teams fighting to stay alive.
Right. I said Tulsa, not Tulane. There you go. Right. Don't worry. Somebody will yell at me on the questions next week that I screwed up the T teams.
All right, from Joshua Evans, why is it when Memphis and SMU score 100 points, naysayers say bad defense, but Alabama and LSU put up a basketball score, they say great offense? What's up with that? Ease up on Memphis's defense.
You know what? He's not wrong, quite honestly. And Josh, I think what it is it's the perception of the leagues is really what it comes down to. When you look at it in another Power 6 league that people have said, well, they're hand to stamp, this is the greatest league ever, you're going to get those kinds of perceptions. Whereas when people look at the American, it's the whole, well, they must not be able to play defense. No. Memphis can line up and score pretty much with anybody in the country, and they may end up getting a chance to prove that. So I think it's all perspective. It's all the way the national media shapes it, and it's a really good observation. I think, Haley, I've even gotten to the point now to where if you're holding teams to 28 points per game and you can score, you're probably playing good enough defense to win 75% of your games now in college football. And back when I played in the 90s, it wasn't even close to that. If you were over 17 points a game, those defensive coaches were going nuts and screaming at you.
All right, your guy, Nicholas Milton.
Mick Mill.
Tulane travels to Temple this weekend, and I'm curious, What is the biggest key matchup we should look out for? He's thinking it's Tulane's offense against Temple's defense.
Yeah, I completely agree with old Meek Mill here. And again, I like this Tulane offense. I like their diversity in running the football. And the one thing that I think that Willie Fritz has done is it's not just about one guy on their offense. And that's what's going to be tough for any team to be able to stop Tulane throughout the rest of the year. That said, I know that Tulane on the road, to me, like, I wonder if weather would affect them, right? Because we know it's starting to get cold here in the Northeast. You're going to Philadelphia in November. If you get a day that's, say, 30 degrees and blustery, how will the dudes from New Orleans handle it? I think that might be one of the key factors in this one if you get a sideways weather day.
All right, last week's Adidas winner, it's the great Youngkin Charlie Brown. He says with 7 teams already bowl eligible and 2 still in the running, at the end of the season, how many American teams will we see playing in bowl games?
Wow, that's a great question, because there is a part of me, Haley, that wonders if there's going to be there's going to be so many spots, right? If you're bowl eligible, you're gonna get picked to go to a bowl game. So, boy, the final number's tough because I'm trying to think of the schedule in my head, and now I ask me a question, I'm going to beat my head off the table.
On the spot?
I mean, I go 7. Is that right? Does that make sense? 7 who would be able to go, and look, don't get me going on the bowl system, okay? Like, seriously, I don't want to start cutting a promo on the whole bowl system, but I think we're going to have over half of FBS college football playing in bowl games this year. So it's great. It makes you feel good by the end of the year, and it's great for the American to be able to say that they'll have X amount of teams that are going to go to bowls. But when you're in, directional bowl X in early December, for me as an old football player, there's something to kind of, I don't know if I get hot and bothered for all of those bowls the way other people do.
We don't just predict the future, we shape it. Because as a preeminent research university, we don't focus on what should be, we focus on what could be.
Undeniable.
Welcome back. You are looking at the UCF Soccer and Track Complex here in overcast Orlando. We don't often say that, but beautiful conditions for soccer. That is our score as we take a look at the highlights from the first half. It got physical early, Matt.
There was some physical play, some silly fouls as well. See that one there from Ikazi at the halfway line. That was a wonderful save from Devin Mears as he was well positioned, as McLaughlin was trying to touch the beautiful Costa pass into the back of the net, and then more physicality this time from Rosales. He got away with that one, and perhaps a little fortunate to do so. But SMU found a way to put the ball in the back of the net. Second phase of play from the set piece, and it was volleyed into the back of the net. Well done by Hernandez.
And let's throw it down to Haley. She is with Coach for USF, Coach Buthorn.
Coach, down a goal at the half. What was your message to the team?
We're down a goal. Got to figure out a way to pull one back, and it was a little bit of an unfortunate goal. I think, honestly, I didn't think we deserved it, but again, it's a pretty good game, and hopefully we'll get one back.
You told me yesterday that your team, you believe, is peaking at the right time this year. What is it about what they've shown you, especially here late in the season, that will give them the ability to fight back here in the second half?
I think we just have to be more patient in the attack. I think we're breaking them down a little bit, but we just get a little impatient. And hopefully we show a little maturity here, a little experience, and hopefully we get an opportunity to finish one.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thanks, Coach. And Haley, Coach Butehorn playing experience of his own. A member of the University of Tampa 1981 national team. And his team sounds like he likes what they accomplished in the first half. It's just kind of unfortunate we're down 1-0.
Well, it was a pretty even first 45 minutes, and the one goal is the difference. And I think other than that, both coaches essentially had the same message: be more patient. Coach Hudson before the breaks, and he felt like his team was one-dimensional, impatient, trying to play the ball over the top too much, wants to switch the point of attack. And I think Coach Butehorn would probably say the same thing when USF were playing with a little bit of more rhythm, less touches on the ball, better movement, and connecting the passes through the midfield. They looked dangerous, getting out wide and created some really good chances. And the goalkeeper SMU, he had to make a really good save off of the header from Claudel at the end of that first 45 minutes.
Well, the first meeting of the year between these two sides, it was 3-0 SMU. And that game was played in Tampa back on the 11th of October. Coach Butehorn very displeased with his team's effort in that one. But surprisingly, before that win by SMU, SMU was unable to defeat USF in the previous 7. Chance in on the 18 right off the kick. A player down in the box for SMU. Like Ponder shaking up. They can ill afford to lose Phillip, but appears that he's got a half smile, half grimace there as he shakes it off. Nicky Hernandez, the lone goal here tonight. Field to play a little faster here at the start of the second half after all the watering during the break.
Coach Butehorn has made a change to his lineup to start the second half. Flanagan is playing on the left wing, number 27. Here's Warrington with his long throw-in.
And we're able to put it into the box, headed up, and Devin Ashmir's good anticipation coming out to collect.
Nobody really running off at the ball in front and across the face of the goalkeeper for SMU. Take nothing away from Devin Ashmir's, though. He took control of his box, which is what you want to see as a coach.
First half totals, 58% possession time for USF. They outshoot SMU 7-2. Shots on target even at 2. Corner kicks 2 for the Mustangs, none for the Bulls. Here the Bulls trying to turn it upfield. Good sliding kick away by Ponder. And here is Flanagan. Flanagan knives in between 2 red shirts before it's cleared away. Avion, talented player.
That's good defensive effort there from Warrington. Sometimes you don't have to win the ball. You just need to get yourself between the player and the ball. You see Warrington, good positioning there. Flanagan couldn't then make a play on the ball without fouling Warrington.
Flanagan, we didn't see him at all in the first stanza. He is a first-team all-conference player.
Offside against Claudel. Beautiful touch on the ball, though.
Yeah. Second-team all-conference last season. Avion 7 assists. A goal which was a game winner this season. It's a talented player to bring off the bench, isn't it, Matt?
Absolutely. And the other changes as Laval and Guerrero remain in the midfield. They substituted in partway through the first half into the middle area of the midfield. They're still out there for USF.
Ponder puts it high in the air. Brown looking to direct forward. Costa back on the pitch, leading the attack. McLaughlin, Costa, his shot and a save by Devin Ashmir's.
Good attack, a little bit of combination play. McLaughlin and Costa a little bit on the miscommunication there. Not enough purchase on the shot from Costa.
Devin Schmear's his second save of the evening. Makela has 2 as well. Sweet move there from Tervega.
That's important from Tervega as well. Just pass the ball back, relieve the pressure a little bit. Play it along the back line. Possess. And draws USF up a little bit. Yes, it condenses the middle area of the pitch, but also brings the line up.
A little pushing foul there. Sending Hilt through the deck.
And if that defensive line of USF comes up, that allows McCaughlin to play along the back line a little bit more with those darting runs in and out. Jamo can join the attack as well with his speed down the flank.
Warrington, a little ground ball throw in there.
We got away with it. That was a good decision on the pass there, but Rotherham was not able to track it down for USF, and Jomo trying to get things going into the attacking third, unable to do so.
Jomo was hoping to receive that pass back. Some quick recovery speed there. You've got Flanagan along with Brown.
I think it was Bradelli that made the pass. I don't think his teammates will thank him for doing that one again.
Given right away here. See if SMU can take advantage. That service did not get through for the Mustangs.
A couple of moments of poor decision making along the top of the defensive third for both teams. SMU got away with it, as did USF, but USF were breathing a little bit harder.
Plenty of freedom here for Tervega.
As Tervega picks that ball up and enters into the middle third, there's got to be some organization on the runs.
Mazzaferro leads it down for the Bulls.
Claudel wasn't able to make a check back run from the front line because of Laval's positioning.
Hollander took one high up around the face. Canute now to his feet. McLaughlin weaving in the back out.
So Hollander goes to the Hernandez School of Drama.
Windy, cooler conditions here in Orlando this evening. Temperatures in the 60s. And that ball too high up even for Manjama. Brown to the far side. One 0 our score. USF outshot SMU 7-2 in the first half. Good passing there. And a clean sliding tackle. Well done by the Mustangs and Hernandez.
That was a wonderful tackle. The pass from the ensuing play was not of the quality of what went before, though.
Middle third challenge. Bulls looking to direct upfield. Here they come. Attacking the far side.
Again, too much time spent on the ball.
Now cutting inside. There's a shot, a save. Near post, and Makela had it read all the way.
Positioning is all the most important part of goalkeeping. As Claudel turns, spins, takes the shot. And Makela doing a wonderful job with his positioning, sure-handed.
Victor Claudel, 3 goals, 2 assists on the season. Was looking to find the equalizer. Here about 9 minutes in, second half.
Trey Jackson with the lead-up play to the pass into the feet of Claudel. The referee had actually waved play on as Jackson looked like he had been impeded. Coach Butelhorn asking for the foul. Good refereeing by Mr. Ribeiro.
Hernandez galloping. Cross into the 18 and through the box. Along the sideline, that ball put up and over the goal and all the way to the other side out of bounds.
Warrington's just got to drive that ball along the side of along the ground across the 6 if he can. This was just trying to stand it up at the back post, but too much on the effort.
The Bulls have done an outstanding job defending the star power of the SMU offense. 55 goals scored by this Mustang team. The most since 2006 for an SMU.
And to hold them to only 2 shots in the first half is pretty outstanding.
Oh,
obviously, the important statistic is the 1 goal that has been scored. It was a speculative effort, and sometimes that's all it takes is that hidden hope. As the ball is well won back again by Allender.
And Allender working in tandem, punching it through and just a little bit out in front of the reach there. Hilt, I believe.
Costa wasn't able to connect on the pass. Devonish Mears tried to keep it in to stop from conceding a corner kick, wasn't able to do so. So the man there, Costa, to send this one in.
Costa out of Brazil.
Puts 4 fingers in the air. A cluster of players from SMU go to the near post. Again, so difficult to defend. Wondering why that's not on the arc. Does he really need those 3 inches?
Right out front. And loose ball collected near side. Hernandez. Great challenge here. Terrific defense from the Bulls and played by Lovell.
That was wonderful defending. See Hernandez arm up, trying to give himself room. Slips a little bit on the turf. Lovell just bites at the initial threat of a cross, but recovers well, sticks the right foot out, and ends up winning the throw-in. All important as a young player, learn that the ball doesn't move on its own. Got to watch the ball, not the hips, not the legs.
Hilt leading the attack, Allender. Canute so composed out there. Far side. And the cross on the ground. Challenging far side.
There's Brown again at the near post as the ball came in. That cleaned things up for USF. Appreciation from the SMU coaching staff. The run from Warrington as he gets into the box. Good ball played into the near post. Brown was there, though, to clean things up. USF able to clear the danger.
Under comes this side to Vega.
That's the right ball. Playing into Hernandez. And then he can switch the point of attack. Keep it simple. Be patient. If it's not there, then recycle usually back line. USF are not putting the pressure on onto the defenders of SMU as they pass and try and possess the ball.
Ooh, close. Canute put it right in front of Manjoma. Just missing his target. Got all the way through to Devonish Mears. Pretty build up, though, by SMU.
It comes from patience along the back line and into the midfield.
Brown's ball too high in the air. Makela able to seize. Manjoma. Hollander shifting gears. USF getting set to send in a couple of fresh legs. It's like Gaina along with Guerrero getting set to check back. Monhay also getting loose. What have the Bulls done so well to keep this explosive SMU offense in check?
They're organized defensively, but they haven't been able to switch that defense into offense. And that compact unit that they have once they get into their defensive half and defensive third just isn't moving as well as it needs to threaten the SMU goal with the authority that's needed to put one in the back of the net.
Quick move there along the far side. Ikaza. And this is Mazzaferro, all-conference rookie team player. That ball deflected up. They go back out with it. Flanagan. Lovell. Switch sides. Warrington, nice play.
Better idea, but again, the wrong pass. It's floated in, takes too long to get there. Delhi was able to intercept it.
Flanagan looking to ignite this team here in the second half. Now, maybe stepped on somebody's foot holding that left ankle. Flanagan trying to get loose. Bulls building, looking for that seam into the 18. Crossed again and then cleared. Bulls threatening, and substitutes will come in. Monhay along with Gaina. And for SMU, Nick Taylor returns to the pitch. Also Bill Hart trotting back on. And Claudel as well.
There's a more patient build-up on that attack for USF. The best goal-scoring opportunity is this second half, and already 17 minutes into the second period.
See Worthington coming off. USF had 58% possession time in the first half.
Safaro trying to get forward, receives the pass.
Lovell in the middle. Looking to turn. A good effort there by Claudel. Couldn't find the space. Lovell with a little freedom as he cuts to his right. Gaina, goal and 2 assists this season. Mazzaferro quickly to his left. He'll let one fly, and that's blocked out. Last touch by the Bulls.
A little bit better from USF. Some better movement in the attack. Still needs to improve. Ball needs to move quicker as well. Mr. Rivera, the referee, indicates that he wants McCullough to send the ball out quicker from the goal kick.
Trying to turn that edge was Gaina. Back on the foot of Tervega. Long ball. McLaughlin. Look at that speed by Brown. Let's throw it down to Haley down in the field.
You mentioned the speed of Garrett McLaughlin, and in large part, that's because he's healthy this year. He was hurt all of last season, but now that he's healthy, he's moving a lot better. And at SMU, the staff actually tracks their speeds and distances, and this year, he reached his top speed from the 2017 season, and that was something that he wasn't actually able to do last year. So because of that, he's able to separate himself from defenders, create chances, and he's regained a lot of confidence.
And here he is, Garrett working. Comes back to midfield with no opening for him. And McLaughlin had that remarkable freshman season. He was third-team All-American. And on Jomo.
Speed is such a part of your game, and you lose it through injury. It takes time to build it back up and then get the confidence again that your body won't let you down when you are trying to be explosive.
Well, great to see him rebound with the 15 goals, 5 assists. Two teams on winning streaks. SMU 6 straight. USF has won 3 in a row.
Nice footwork there from Flanagan. Tiptoes around the challenge of Arlander and connects with the pass. Something that's been missing from both these teams that stretches this match. The individual skill was there, but the connection on the subsequent pass is not. As the player is down and obviously in discomfort for SMU. Maybe. Trying to see who the number is.
There's a concern on the face of Coach Hudson.
He's up, and it is Ponder. I thought it might be.
Second time Ponder has been shaken up in this half. This time a little more seriously. Philip trying to loosen up. Have a look.
Outstretched leg.
That hurts.
Lovell just raking across the shin of Ponder with his right boot as they both went in for the challenge.
Emilio Icaza will come in. McLaughlin sprinting ahead, but Devin Schmears able to get there first. Icaza will come in momentarily for Coach Butehorn.
Silly foul there from Masafero. Beautiful skill from Hilt leading up to the play. And then Masafero playing in the left fullback position just turns his shoulder and his hip right there.
Yep. Easy call.
A little bit of a chicken wing thrown as well. Mr. Rivera will say, thank you very much for making my job easy. I'll put the whistle in my mouth and blow it.
Right. No doubt about that one. Well, set piece opportunity here for the Mustangs.
Split look on the runs this time.
Costa floats it in, headed out of the 18 and then forward for the Bulls.
Nothing industrious from the runs. USF trying to counter. Flanagan unable to get the ball under control. That was a disappointing effort as far as the organization on the set piece from SMU. They've been inventive up to this point. The goal coming from a corner kick.
So Icaza replaces Rosales. A good look at Emilio. Junior from St. Petersburg, local product for USF. Here come the Mustangs. Hollander, Costa chipping it for McLaughlin. Nice play. Costa gets it back. His shot and a save. Rebound cleared out of there. Devin Schmears, big time dive to his right.
Strong hands. And the USF goalkeeper. This is difficult. He's moving to his left, has to set and then get down quickly to his right. Knuckling, dipping effort there from Costa.
Costa has been so impressive here tonight. Whipping that ball in as Taylor into the box, but then sent back out to the midfield. Well, Bill Hart has scored 5 in the last 5. Will he make it 6 tonight? Flanagan. Pass does not get through. Out to Hollander.
It's too tentative on the final effort was Flanagan. The footwork up to that point was sublime. He's put a little bit more purchase on the ball to connect inside the box.
Strong leg from Makela, almost from a standing position with that left foot. Bill Hart, his pass blocked. McLaughlin turning on the Jets. He's got Brown to beat. Turns to his right, shoots, and that ball is saved. Devin Ishmeers, SMU corner kick.
Well, McLaughlin, what he does so well is he bends his run and opens up space to receive the pass. Slows things down, drops the right shoulder. Devin Ishmeers was going to be aware of Arlander and Costa coming to the right of McLaughlin. McLaughlin taking the snapshot, and down quickly was the goalkeeper and tips that one up and over the crossbar. Wonderful save, quickly down to his right side.
Devin Ishmeers out of Australia. He has been terrific. Towards the far post and headed out back the other way. So another opportunity for the Mustangs from the opposite side. This will be the 4th corner of the game. Knut Hollander will tee this one up. Second team All-American Athletic Conference this season with his 7 goals, 11 assists. SMU chant rings throughout the UCF Stadium. Near post, and that hit the side of the net. We'll do it again.
Somehow that near post effort there, Ponder was able to get it turned goalward. Seemed very innocuous, but USF had to defend.
Hollander directs it in near post. Hernandez going for number 2. That is blocked. Monjoma serves it back to the edge. Cleared nicely by Brown again. Counter-attack opportunity. The Bulls slow down and draw the whistle.
Clock stopped by Mr. Ribeiro. Costa will be going into the book by the looks of it. Hand is going in the right hip pocket. The yellow does come out. Tactical foul there. As you see Costa reaching out, grabbing hold of Bill Hart. That's an easy decision to award the yellow to the Brazilian.
They pushed him right into Bradelli and his 6'2", 190-pound frame. So under 20 minutes.
A yellow card has been issued for the Mustangs, number 11, Daniel Costa. This is his 4th of the match.
Monjoma quickly into Hollander. Hollander protecting, now turns. Eddie. Good touch pass. Physical play, but a steal by Flanagan.
The referee thought about blowing for the foul. Made the right decision, in my opinion, not to. Flanagan was just strong in the challenge.
Yep, ball did get a piece. You see Coach Hudson making sure the official noticed it. Lovell changing speeds. Bill Hart quickly to his left.
And look how quickly, though, SMU transitioned to defense.
A good point.
Part of that, though, comes from taking too many touches on the ball.
Bill Hart able to split 2 defenders. And that will be a corner kick. SMU was unable to clear. Good pressure deployed there by Gaina. Enrique, the Brazilian. A corner kick upcoming as the Bulls will send in a couple substitutes. Veneris Mayorga along with Freddie Gill.
Murphy's coming out. He's been playing in the defensive role as a right fullback as the three-back set. So as Coach Buthorn, with 17 minutes to go, made a tactical change. We will have to wait and see until after the corner kick plays out.
The first corner of the night is quickly booted away. Monhay served it in.
So Mayorga is just slipping into the right back position, so nothing tactical at this juncture. That's my point, though, about SMU being able to get back defensively. USF have to realize that the ball moves quicker than the player. Got to move off of it, try and pass the ball more quickly with less touches. Becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, though.
Takeaway dangerous, and then they draw the foul. Well, let's see if they can capitalize. Bill Hart was able to make the steal. The yellow card comes out and delivered to Noah Hilt. The grab there.
Can USF do his set piece play now? I haven't really seen anything dangerous served into the box for the Bulls up to this point. They can be the difference maker in games like this.
A big opportunity here. Lovall high in the air and knocked away by Makala. Loose ball collected and shot, just unable to get a good foot on it was Monhay.
I think you were generous when you said Makala was punching that one away. Poor decision from the goalkeeper, and almost was embarrassed.
Surprised he didn't
for his
grab
efforts.
it, huh, Matt?
Or either that or just let it go. Look how far out he is. Not a good clearance with the fists. Very fortunate that that one wasn't going into the back of the net.
The ball kind of took a tricky hop on Josue. Wanjama in pursuit. And nope, the play on. Hollander thought he was fouled.
Freddie Gill's come on. Looks like Coach Buthorn has pushed Flanagan further up the pitch. Flanagan in the second half, coming off the bench, is impressed with his tricky footwork.
Yes. Bulls were building, but that pass way out in front before the run of Gill.
Again, lack of patience. Both coaches making that comment at halftime that they weren't happy with the build-up play and the patience of their respective teams, I should say.
Well, under 15 now. Makala in no rush, now delivers. Flanagan directing forward. Monhay. Bulls continue to possess 58% of it first half. Flanagan. His cross just over the head of a darting teammate. Transition. SMU unable to get the numbers they wanted. Both sidelines and fans screaming for a whistle. Flanagan working with Gill. Gill, 6 assists on the season. Lovall. Tension definitely building here at UCF semifinal number 1. The winner will advance to the title game Saturday night. And do they get the whistle? It'll be a PK to tie it. Coach Hudson perplexed.
I think this may be a soft penalty. Kaza getting into the box, I believe, from the wide position. Heavy touch. Was never in control of the ball. Ponder gets called for it, I think. Hands on hips. Coach Hudson goes away, frustrated.
It'll be Bill Hart. Bill Hart against Makela. Bill Hart delivers. And a goal! We are tied. USF. Well, that was predictable, right? Bill Hart, 5 goals his last 5 matches. He makes it 6.
Well, the confidence is high. There's always going to be Bill Hart that would step up. Puts his left foot through the back of the ball, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Perhaps fortunate to win the penalty kick with USF, but nothing fortunate about the finish. Beautifully done.
He got Makela moving right and then put it to his left. And there's a good look at Adrian. Number 6 on the season. He is now 2 for 2 on the season in PKs. Flanagan attacking. Can the Bulls find the potential game winner?
It's going to be interesting to see whether SMU can change the tempo of their play, their mindset, up to the ball going into the box and winning of the penalty kick. I was thinking that the SMU was stepping back defensively a little bit too much, inviting the pressure. The only player left up was McLaughlin. You got 10 players behind the ball. It's always going to invite pressure.
Now a little urgency for Coach Hudson. SMU has struggled to build chances here, create chances for themselves. The Bulls defense has been solid. McLaughlin trying to draw the whistle. He does.
A little bit of contact. McLaughlin going to ground, winning the set piece. SMU have been industrious for most of their set pieces as far as the runs are concerned. And again, we see the gaggle.
It'll be Allender.
Probably using the wrong collective noun there for it's not a gaggle of Mustangs, is it?
That's one way to describe it. In swinger, it one hops, nearly went in, but then ricochets out wide. That became very tricky in a hurry for Devin Schmears. As a short hop to the far post.
That's the type of service that I love to see on a set piece from the wide area. Started on the corner of the 6, bend it into the far post. Gives your forwards and runners a lot of opportunity to make a play on the ball. The goalkeeper can't come and get it. Your defenders are facing their own goal. And it becomes a very dangerous opportunity, as we saw right there. And Devin Schmears did really well to stop it from going in the back of his net. See, it just starts on the line of the 6, bends into the far post. Footwork from the goalkeeper was superb. And the hands go to the head of Costa. He would have seen that rebound late, but a player of his skill would have thought he could have done better with it to turn it goalward. As Gill loses it out of bounds for the throw-in.
Well, overtime would not be a surprise. 8 regular season matches went to overtime this fall. And last season, both semifinal matches went to double overtime.
SMU have seen some overtime games in the latter part of the season, too.
Allender. McLaughlin busting through, shoots, and a save McLaughlin screaming for a foul, didn't get one. Devin Schmears alert again.
Well, in fairness, he did get the shot off.
Yes, he did.
Good through ball, good turn of speed. Brown with the presence, forcing McLaughlin not to put a lot of power on the shot. But look at the footwork of Devin Schmears. He's moving to his left, has to then set his feet and quickly down to his right. Good technique on the save.
Costa, his cross just out in front of the run by McLaughlin. Nearly an SMU potential winner.
Well, I asked the question whether SMU could change the mindset and get back on the offense, and I think they've answered that question.
I think so.
And USF trying to get the game winner as well. Things have opened up a little bit for the Mustangs.
The Temple Owls have arrived at the stadium, walking around the track, as they will be up next against the 1 seed UCF.
Saw some UCF players in the stands watching the early part of the first half and taking in some of the action between these two teams. They made their way to their locker room long time ago now. On this chilly November night, well, UCF and Temple will be hoping for overtime between these two teams.
Here come the Bulls. Bill Hart near side to Gill. Gill with a little space. Cross is blocked. It'll be a throw in as that let loose from Flanagan.
He's been a huge difference for USF in this second half. So active down the left wing.
Yeah, he is a presence. Gill and Flanagan. Pass broken up by Eddie. Hollander wrapped up.
I understand the players' frustration that Mr. Ribeiro trying to see whether anything was coming as far as the advantage was concerned. Perhaps the referee could communicate a little bit more clearly that he had seen a foul. As a player, you get frustrated when you think that you've been impeded and nothing's coming from the referee, when you think the whistle should come immediately.
McLaughlin ahead of the pack, trying to settle it, and a collision. Any whistle? What do we have? I believe we do. McLaughlin ended up undercutting Devin Schmears. And this may be ruled against the Bulls here. Let's have a look, Matt.
Well, it is against the Bulls. It is a penalty kick. The assistant referee on this near sideline, he made the call. Definite contact from Brown into the back of McLaughlin.
Yeah.
And the question is Brown going to stay on the pitch or not? He was the last player back. By rule of should be a red card, in my opinion, if the call is a penalty.
It'll be Gabriel Costa.
No decision made as far as a card is concerned.
Costa with an opportunity for the potential game winner here, just under 7 minutes. Devin Schmears has been spectacular here in the second. Costa, the approach, and the shot, he missed it. He missed it right. Took a little hop step, and that might have thrown his timing off, Matt.
Well, sometimes you just got to keep it simple, stupid, and on this occasion, Costa did not. Little hesitation, little skip, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way.
Had a wide open net.
Did everything right, but hit the ball in the back of the net. Rye look across.
Gabriel frustrated, shaking his head. Sophomore from Brazil.
He's a young man that plays with a lot of confidence. Just got to shake that one off.
It was a D2 All-American with Isuzu Pacific.
goes without saying, a huge moment in the game. A decision by the referee to award the penalty kick. And then the subsequent miss, and Brown stays on the pitch. Although it seems like there's no argument from the coaching staff of SMU.
McLaughlin tried to settle that with his chest. Devin Smears all over it. 5.5 minutes remain in regulation. Bulls, let's see if they can turn this into momentum for themselves. The missed PK. Can they turn it into offense? It was a penalty kick by Bill Hart, which tied this match. Gill, little hesitation. SMU able to clear it out to Costa. Bulls fans sensing their momentum building. There's the whistle. Challenge in the back.
Ridelli there remonstrating that it wasn't a foul, but anytime a forward is going to feel pressure between the shoulder blades, it's an easy decision to go to the ground, and an easy call for the assistant on that far sideline as Monhay went to the turf.
Set piece. They keep it low into the 18. Bill Hart. Challenge here. Plenty of pushing. Nicky Hernandez, the only Mustang to find the back of the net. Excuse me, Costa.
Just great work there from Costa on the sideline, keeping the ball in play.
Monjoma capable. Flanagan. 1v1, turning it inside, unable to clear a spot. As Monhay, for a moment, looked to have the edge. Gaina. And Gill. Flanagan turns. And offsides is whistled.
That was wonderful defending there by Ponder. 1v1. Does a great job getting back goal side, slowing things down just enough. As Monhay was trying to find the angle for the shot. Ponder patient, watching the ball.
Ponder an excellent position there. Looked like he was taking a charge on the basketball court. Great balance by Phillip.
Just to get back defensively and get goal side, the recovery was tremendous.
2 minutes remain in regulation. Fielded by Mazzaferro. Gill advancing. Minute 40. Monhay. And Gill. That pass attempt blocked out of bounds. Salvatore Mazzaferro. Ujama. McLaughlin battling, hoping to get an opportunity here in the final minute.
1 minute. Less than 1 minute remaining in regulation. Less than 1 minute remaining in regulation.
Mustang and Bulls crowd on the edge of their seat here. In the closing seconds of regulation. Locked up at 1. Brown plays a long ball, hoping to find Gill. Monjomo's there in the air. Gill's going to try to get it into the box. Near handball from Josue Monje. And alertly, the Mustangs just kick it out of bounds, and that will wind the clock down. And McLaughlin and company will have to go to overtime to try to secure this victory and protect their tournament championship back-to-back. Or will it be the Bulls to advance to the finals? We are heading to OT. We'll be back from UCF for the overtime, SMU and USF.
We don't just predict the future, we shape it. Because as a preeminent research university, we don't focus on what should be, we focus on what could be.
At SMU, I found professors who care about my success.
And the space to take risks.
Make mistakes and grow quickly.
These experiences are helping me chart my own course.
Dallas's can-do culture and SMU support bring out the best in me.
We are creators, innovators,
disruptors, builders,
And problem solvers shaping the future.
If we think it, it gets done.
That's the enterprising spirit of SMU.
Come reimagine the world with us.
Undeniable. Undeniable. Undeniable.
Bernie scores! 3 strikeouts in a row. Dominance for a 4th straight year. Cueto from 30! Unbelievable.
And be able to celebrate this type of championship.
There's the record breaker. They are the champions of the American.
And we are heading to overtime in the first semifinal here this evening in Orlando. And really no surprise. You look at the stats here. Total shots now even at 10. It was Bill Hart scoring off a penalty kick, the equalizer in the second half.
A little surprised that USF didn't have more goal-scoring opportunities as they opened the game up and put some pressure on the Mustangs as SMU were trying to see the game out, putting players behind the ball and inviting the pressure on. And end up conceding the penalty kick. Perhaps a soft decision by Mr. Ribeiro, the referee, but either way, Bill Hart made no mistake in converting the penalty kick that Kaza had won for the Bulls. And then the other talking point of that second half, though, is with about 6 minutes left to go in the game, McLaughlin wins a penalty kick at the other end of the pitch, and Costa is unable to convert. There's a little cheeky hesitation to his run-up, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, as Devonish Mears is looking disconsolately back at his left-hand post as he dives to his right. He's relieved to see the ball going past the outside of said post and into the long jump pit behind the goal.
Well, no surprise, both semi-final matches last year went to double overtime, and 8 regular season matches this fall went to overtime. SMU now with 6 shots on target to the Bulls 4. SMU corner kicks 6-1. 5 big saves from Devonish Mears, 3 for Makela. Coach Butehorn, his team has to be confident here coming into overtime.
Well, they battled back, they played evens up with one of the best teams in the country and send them to overtime, especially after the poor performance in Tampa a month ago. And for SMU, this is second overtime game on the bounce, as Temple took them to overtime barely a week ago.
SMU coming out on top in that one, 2-1 in overtime over the Owls. We will see after this match against the 1 seed, the UCF Knights. Building up, McLaughlin slows, he shoots, blocked high in the air, and then cleared out of the 18.
It's the understanding between the front three of SMU. Costa, Arlander, and McLaughlin, understanding where the runs need to be, the timing of the delivery of the ball. Space opened up for McLaughlin, took the shot, well blocked in the end by Brown, I believe.
Fielded far side. SMU with another chance. Arlander, and that skids. Well played by Devonish Mears. Tricky hop with the league's leading scorer looming.
Bravely out was the goalkeeper, showing his range off of the goal line.
Middle third action. Bill Hart in the 18. Played off by Bradelli. I believe that Bill Hart shaken up. Substitute coming in for USF will be Jonathan Rosales.
As that ball was played in to the box, Bradelli plays it out. Whether there was contact or not with Bill Hart, or whether it was just change of direction, caused Bill Hart to lose his footing, and the athletic trainer is being called onto the pitch.
Yeah, Bill Hart's struggling, obviously. With the left ankle. Take a look here.
Bradelli.
Oop, yeah, there's the turn to the right ankle, actually.
Certainly nothing wrong with the play of Bradelli. It's smart.
Pretty nasty twist there. Bill Hart trying to trot that off. Probably tape that up. So Trey Jackson will replace Bill Hart.
Interesting to see whether Bill Hart is able to return to the match in this overtime.
Trey, 3 goals this season, 2 of which were game winners. Adrian trying to loosen that up, hoping that he can return. Flanagan darting into the corner, his cross towards the far post. Going to retrieve it, far side, good speed there. Mohenay into the 18. Loose ball, Flanagan battling, gets tripped up. What's the ruling here, Matt?
Foul. Well, the whistle goes against Flanagan as he goes to the ground. It was a handball, I think. Mr. Ribeiro is going to give him a card, maybe for simulation of a dive. It's the only thing I can think of, unless the referee thought it was a deliberate handball as he went to the turf.
Yellow card to Flanagan. Avion out of Baltimore.
See there, definitely touch of the hand. It wasn't deliberate, but perhaps he felt that he was going to get fouled and went to the ground. Either way, whistle goes and the yellow card comes out for Flanagan, who's been such a positive influence for USF in the second half of this game.
Rosales back for Guyana. Rosales, 4 goals on the season, couple of assists.
Guerrero going back into traffic. Had the switch on to Gill if it was used. Now it's coming out the left side, but just gives SMU time to switch from one side of the field to the other defensively.
So Adrian Billhart went off injured, and Haley has his status for us. Haley.
Yeah, Billhart on the sideline right now, icing that right ankle, just on the bench. So not exactly sure if he's planning on making another appearance in this overtime period.
Okay, thanks, Haley. That's pivotal, obviously, for the Bulls. Nearly halfway through the OT.
Good job by Hilt, trailing the play, wins it easily. Good outlet pass to Costa.
Space far side as they now collect themselves at midfield. Cervega, Monjoma to the edge of the box, headed out. They've done a solid job on Eddie. The USF has. Mohenay. Hollander whistle for a foul, challenging Gill. So USF will sub in Claudel. Have a look at the replay.
Silly foul at the halfway line there. Beaten for speed was Arlander. Mohenay has been down stretching his hamstrings out.
Makela will have to release. There you have it. Just over 4 minutes remain in overtime as Claudel is sent in.
It's Mohenay that comes out. As I said, he was on the turf stretching out the hamstrings and the gastrocs.
McLaughlin in the air. Hollander looking to get it back to Garrett. Costa, edge of the 18, and then cleared out.
Good adjustment there from Mailbag.
Into the box, McLaughlin heads it up and the top of the net. Great effort by Garrett in the midst of two green jerseys.
Devin Mears just making sure this one was going over the crossbar. McLaughlin not able to time his jump. Defensive presence there from Mazzaferro.
Headed forward by Canute. Hollander will wait for a teammate. Warrington. Warrington with his arm and get this all the way into the box here. 2:40 remaining in OT. Look at that power. Loose ball kicked out back to Warrington. Loops it high in the air. Devin Mears bobbles and cleared out by the Bulls. Dangerous there for USF.
Oh, speculative from Warrington. The old Gary Owen up and under. Devin Mears under some pressure from Costa. No foul from Costa, just presence. There's the ball up and under. Goalkeeper not able to clearly handle it. On the subsequent play, Brown spectacularly clears it.
He's been able to do that throughout the night, hasn't he, Matt?
He's played really well. One error that he made was when McLaughlin beat him into the penalty area, and he ran across the back of McLaughlin and conceded the penalty kick.
Bulls were able to dodge that one. Now in OT. And about a minute away from double overtime. Flanagan. The challenge will go SMU's way. Bulls fans disagree. Turnover. Flanagan has it back. Flanagan to his right. Bulls fans wanted a whistle.
He's got to be careful. That's the second time that he went to the ground too easily. And the first time, I think, he got a yellow card for diving.
On Joma and Gill, and it will go against Eddie.
There's no loss between these two teams. It's been physical throughout. Now, concentration is key.
We are seconds away from the second overtime. Brown puts it high in the air, and that will bring overtime number one to a close. Heading to double OT again, Matt, as we did both semifinal games last season here at UCF. We'll be back for that second overtime. Bulls and Mustangs.
We don't just predict the future, we shape it. Because as a preeminent research university, we don't focus on what should be, we focus on what could be.
At SMU, I found professors who care about my success.
And the space to take risks.
Make mistakes and grow quickly.
These experiences are helping me chart my own course.
Dallas's can-do culture and SMU support bring out the best in me.
We are creators, innovators,
disruptors, builders,
and problem solvers shaping the future.
If we think it, it gets done.
That's the enterprising spirit of SMU.
Come reimagine the world with us.
Semifinal #1 here, UCF and Temple on deck. This one going to double OT, Matt.
Oh, it's been an exciting game. I wouldn't say it's been a classic, but there's been some good moments of individual skill. A little bit fortuitous on some of the finishing. In the end, it's been compelling, to say the least, and it's going to be interesting to see whether one of these two teams can find the decisive goal in the second period, or whether we'll be going to the penalty spot.
Well, the Bulls feeling good. Their chances of moving on here to the finals. Winners of 3 straight matches. And again, this has been a difficult matchup for SMU. Bulls only dropped 1 match to SMU in last 8 meetings. That was this season, the 3-0 victory by the Mustangs in Tampa in October. Mustangs looking for and hoping for a high seed in the NCAA tournament. Currently ranked 8th in the nation, and hoping to be able to defend their back-to-back tournament championships.
USF perhaps playing to keep their season alive.
Very true. Although they will have an argument for an at-large bid, top 40 RPI. But this kind of win would certainly help.
Absolutely. It's one of those that builds your resume. And when you're looking at large bids, you then are hoping that conference tournaments go with the seeding and there are no upsets. It's better to find a way to control your own destiny.
Start of the second overtime as some Knights fans have arrived as they're getting ready for their team to take the field, which was scheduled at 7. That will be more likely around 7:30 or so. Monjoma dancing over the ball at the edge of the box. A blast. And that got through the box, run down in the near corner. It will be a corner kick. Nope, a throw.
It's going to be like a corner kick with Warrington with ball in hand. Still don't like the fact that the ball is spinning as it comes out of his hands.
Warrington right out front. That ball off the side of the foot on that shot attempt by Allender. Warrington spins that one wide.
Don't have a problem with that. Yes, it would have been better if it had hit the target or been towards the far post, but trying to test the goalkeeper, put it through traffic. That's what led to the SMU goal.
Good action through the first couple of minutes in the second OT. Coach Hudson has to be pleased with that effort. Rosales tried to sneak that pass through. Back on his foot. And offsides is whistled before Claudel could unload.
Rosales just needs to be a little bit more patient in the build-up play. That options were opening up. Tried to force the issue too soon.
And Haley.
We will, in fact, see Adrian Billhart sub into this game. He'll be replacing Trey Jackson at the next opportunity.
All right, good news for Bulls fans and Adrian Billhart, as he will be checking back in.
Jackson's had some good moments coming off the bench. Certainly, fans of the Bulls will be happy that Billhart is fit enough to come back into the fray.
Second OT. Foul will go on Hernandez. Nikki, the lone goal for this potent Mustang offense. Bulls fans hoping for a whistle there. Made the trip down I-4 to be in attendance here on the UCF campus. The whistle.
It was a late whistle. If it was for the handball, it seemed like an age had passed before Mr. Ribeiro blew for the infringement.
Let's see what SMU has in mind here in this set piece. It was off a corner kick that they tallied their goal. USF on a penalty kick. Good. 11 assists on the season. Looking for number 12. Loose ball cleared. Warrington to the side of the 18. Shot through. Deflection, and what a save by Devin Ashmears. Incredible leaping, lunging to his right.
Honda hands to his heads in disbelief. Mears has made some good saves tonight, but this is the pick of them. Again, SMU doing a great job keeping the ball alive on the second phase of play. And clawing effort, last-ditch moment from Mears.
On the deck, and a corner kick for SMU.
World-class save there from Devin Ashmears. Really well done.
Remember, it was Ponder who had the goal last season to lift SMU over Memphis. Right out front, deflected, and a score! SMU has done it in double OT.
Relief for the Mustangs, disbelief for USF. USF thinking that there was a handball leading up to that play. Mr. Ribeiro is surrounded by players from USF. Coaches coming down to get Brown and Gill away from the referee. I understand frustration, but you can't react like that. You cannot go and speak to the officials in that manner. You've got to show some maturity. Walk away from it.
Young Brown furious with himself. The game winner put in by Tervega. Brandon Tervega, the junior, with his second goal of the season. Tervega and Hernandez with the goals for SMU to lift them over USF. Here it is.
Set pieces, so important in close games. And you see immediately USF are indicating that there's a handball.
And
Tervega puts it into the back of the net. No whistle was blown. And SMU live to play again.
And we do have Brandon Tervega with Haley, or hoping to get him. Not quite yet. Haley's going to try to get Brandon over there. Tervega. Well, he kept jabbing at it, didn't he, Matt? And then got a piece and put it.
And you see Brown,
just
Coach
furious.
Buhorn, can't believe that the referee didn't blow the whistle for the handball. Frustration for USF.
Yeah, they played their hearts out, didn't they?
Devin Ashmears, the senior from Australia. Emotional as he walks back towards his team bench. Head in hands.
Let's take a look again and we'll see what the Bulls' argument is.
Well, the reaction was immediate. Ball comes in from Costa. A melee of players. And certainly an outstretched hand there. Whether it did in fact touch the hand of McLaughlin or not, it's tough to tell from that angle, but McLaughlin's hand was certainly away from his body. And the referee throughout have been consistent in indicating handballs had been off of the chest And perhaps that was another occasion. The referee would have been unsighted from his position. Either way, Tervega, number 5, finds a way to scramble the ball into the back of the net.
All right, Haley's with Coach Hudson. Haley.
Coach, pretty emotional finish right there. How do you put that one into words?
Yeah, I mean, it's an emotional. It got out of control a little bit. Yeah, I won't comment on refereeing or any of that stuff, but you know, it was crazy.
Your team ending up going into overtime in this one, but even though it may have not been the finish that you wanted, how much resiliency did they show to just to be able to put this one away in the end?
Yeah, I mean, dig out. Wasn't either team were good tonight, but you know, that's the time of the year we're in, so we find a way to get the result and nice. You know, just.
What lessons can your team take away from today to improve to get ready for Saturday night's final?
There's a lot of things we can improve on, but I think it's just about recovery right now. And, you know, I let you guys enjoy the moment now, and we'll focus on a chance for a trophy on Saturday night.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Haley. And Coach Hudson. So SMU moving on. Big goal from Tervega off of the beautiful corner kick sent in by Costa. 2-1. The final in double overtime. The SMU Mustangs in a terrific battle with USF. Evidently they're going to review the last play. Not quite sure what else they're looking at. And they'd have received confirmation that that indeed was the game-winning goal by Brandon Tervega, his second of the season. And SMU picks up their 15th victory of the season. They will be in the finals for the 3rd straight year and wait the winner of our next one between UCF and Temple. It took double OT for the 2 seed SMU Mustangs. They win it 2-1 in double OT with this score right there. Mustangs victorious and marching on. We'll be back for the second